Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we bring you a heartwarming story of rich men and poor man. Once there were two men who lived in the same small town, but their lives were very different. The first man was born into a wealthy family and inherited a large fortune. He lived in a luxurious mansion and had everything he could ever want. The second man was born into a poor family and struggled to make ends meet. He lived in a small, run-down apartment and worked long hours just to pay his bills. Despite their different backgrounds, the two men crossed paths one day when the rich man was driving his expensive sports car down the street and accidentally hit the poor man's beat-up old truck. The poor man was angry at first, but the rich man apologized profusely and offered to pay for the damages. As they talked, they realized that they had more in common than they thought. The rich man began to see how empty his life was, despite all of his wealth. He had no real friends and spent most of his time alone. The poor man, on the other hand, had a close-knit community of friends and family who supported him through thick and thin. As the two men got to know each other better, the rich man began to learn valuable life lessons from the poor man. He learned the value of hard work, perseverance, and humility. He also learned that true happiness comes from relationships and experiences, not material possessions. The poor man, meanwhile, was inspired by the rich man's generosity and decided to start his own business. With the rich man's financial backing and the poor man's hard work, the two men became business partners and built a successful company together. In the end, the two men realized that they needed each other more than they ever thought possible. The rich man discovered that true wealth comes from giving to others, while the poor man found success by following his dreams and never giving up. Together, they learned that their differences were a strength, not a weakness, and that true friendship knows no bounds of wealth or status. As the two men continued to work together, they faced many challenges and obstacles. The rich man struggled to adjust to a life of hard work and discipline, while the poor man struggled with the pressures of managing a successful business. However, they were both determined to succeed and refused to let their differences hold them back. One day, the two men were approached by a group of investors who were interested in buying their company. The rich man was excited about the prospect of making a large profit and retiring in luxury, but the poor man was hesitant. He didn't want to sell the company that they had worked so hard to build, and that meant so much to him. The two men had a heated argument, with the rich man accusing the poor man of being naive and short-sighted, and the poor man accusing the rich man of being greedy and selfish. However, in the end, they were able to come to a compromise. They decided to sell part of the company to the investors, but to keep a majority stake and retain control of the company. This way, they could make a profit and expand their business, but still maintain their vision and values. Over the years, the company grew and became one of the most successful in the region. The rich man and the poor man became respected figures in their community and were admired for their success and their commitment to their employees and customers. Looked back on their journey, they realized that their unlikely friendship had been the key to their success. They had learned from each other, supported each other, and pushed each other to be better. The two men were grateful for the chance encounter that had brought them together and for the lessons they had learned along the way. They knew that their differences had made them stronger and that their shared vision and values had kept them united. In the end, the rich man and the poor man had achieved not just financial success, but something much more valuable, a true and lasting friendship built on trust, respect, and the shared goal of making a positive impact in the world. End story. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in our next video. Please like and sub for more.